the dark side of the moon. The moon is Earth's oldest companion, our cosmic mirror in the night sky. And yet, we've never truly seen half of it. Due to a phenomenon called tidal locking, the moon rotates on its axis at the same rate it orbits Earth, meaning one side always faces us, while the other remains hidden. But calling it the dark side is a bit misleading, because it does get sunlight. What it doesn't get is attention. That strange neglect has made it the perfect playground for conspiracy. Why was it never the focus of Apollo missions? Why did NASA photograph only a few select areas? Some astronomers have noted bizarre radio emissions from the far side. Not random static, but structured, patterned signals resembling artificial beacons. If that doesn't raise eyebrows, try this. In 1959, the Soviet Luna 3 probe snapped the first ever images of the moon's far side. The public only saw a few fuzzy, low-resolution shots, but rumors claim that high-resolution photos showed angular shadows, dome-like structures, and even lights. The world watched in awe as Neil Armstrong stepped onto the moon in 1969. Over the next 3 years, 5 more Apollo missions followed. But did you know there were plans for at least 3 more missions? Apollo 18, 19, and 20? Officially, they were canceled due to budget cuts. But former NASA insiders claimed the launches weren't canceled. They were just never made public. In 2007, a video surfaced allegedly showing footage from a secret Apollo 20 mission. It depicted a massive crashed ship on the far side of the moon. While some dismissed the footage as a hoax, it's incredibly detailed. Combine that with the fact that telemetry data from Apollo 11 mysteriously went missing in the 2000s. Feels like someone's keeping secrets from us, right? The moon's surface is littered with craters, but some craters seem off. Crater walls that cast unnatural shadows with perfectly straight lines or right angles. Take the shard, a spire-like object over a mile tall casting a thin, perfectly vertical shadow. Or the tower, which appears to rise over 5 miles above the lunar surface near the Sinus Medii region. Then there's the cube spotted in China's 2021 Yututu rover mission. From afar, it looked like a rectangular building. When the rover got closer, it was dismissed as just a rock. But no follow-up images were released to the public. Independent researchers analyzing high-resolution NASA images have pointed to hexagonal domes and unnatural symmetrical structures. One of the most unnerving aspects of the moon's far side is that it's completely radio silent from Earth's perspective. No signals in, no signals out. That's why China chose the far side for its 2019 Chang'e 4 mission, to conduct radio-quiet space experiments. But even in the 1970s, astronauts reported weird transmissions when orbiting the far side. Astronauts on Apollo 10 reported hearing whistling, wind-like, and eerie sounds while on the far side of the moon, where they were out of contact with Earth for about an hour. This is also confirmed by the fact that other Apollo missions also reported similar sounds. The transcripts of the Apollo 10 communication, including the descriptions of the strange sounds, were initially classified by NASA. The actual audio recordings were also kept under wraps for decades, until they were released in 2016 as part of the Science Channel's NASA's Unexplained files. While some initially speculated that the sounds might be of extraterrestrial origin, experts from NASA and other institutions believe that the sounds were likely caused by interference in the radio transmissions. Meanwhile, amateur radio operators across Earth claim to have intercepted signals originating from behind the moon, signals that don't match any known satellite trajectory. Some researchers believe the moon's far side might be the perfect place to hide a transmitter, a surveillance array, or something watching us. Ask anyone why we stopped going to the moon, and you'll hear it wasn't worth it. But that doesn't quite track. We were on a roll. Tech was improving. The Cold War was still hot. And then, nothing. In a 1994 interview, former Defense Department contractor Carl Wolf said he viewed images of structures on the moon at Langley Air Force Base.
Good morning. My name is Carl Wolf, and I was a precision electronics photographic repairman with a top secret crypto clearance. In the United States Air Force, I was stationed at Langley Air Force Base in Virginia. In 1965, in mid-1965, I was loaned to the Lunar Orbiter Project at NASA on Langley Field. They had problems with a piece of electronic equipment that was bottlenecking their production of photographs. I went to the facility, and when I walked into the facility, there were scientists from all over the world. I was stunned, actually, to see people at a NASA project from all over the world. It didn't make any sense to me initially. I was taken into the laboratory where the equipment was malfunctioning. A airman second class was in the dark room at that time. I was also an airman second class. I was interested in how the whole process functioned, how the data got from the lunar orbiter to the laboratory. Asked the young man if he'd describe the process to me. He did. About 30 minutes into the process, he said to me, in a very distressed way, by the way, we've discovered a base on the backside of the moon. And then he proceeded to put photographs down in front of me, and clearly in these photographs were structures, mushroom-shaped buildings, spherical buildings, and towers. I worked there for 3 more days, and I remember going home and naively thinking, I can't wait to hear about this on the evening news. And here it is, more than 30 years later, and I hope we hear about it tonight. And I will testify.
He claimed the facilities looked like massive power plants, and that the U.S. government had been suppressing it since the 60s. Another whistleblower, Donna Hare, who worked for NASA, said employees were regularly instructed to airbrush strange objects out of photos before public release. Coincidence or coordinated secrecy? Today, China, the U.S., and even private companies like SpaceX are racing to establish moon bases, and many of those bases are being planned for the far side. So we must ask, did we stop going because we got bored, or did we get warned? The moon has no atmosphere, no life, no noise, but it holds our gaze every night like an old painting that might suddenly move. Whether it's alien bases, government secrets, or ancient civilizations lost in time, the far side of the moon remains one of humanity's greatest mysteries. Until we know what's really up there, the conspiracy is still alive. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.